HSP presents The Pulse. And now with your hosts, Dr. Quack and the important one, Mr. Mayhem.
Hey, what's up? And look who's back. Look who's back. And he's busy right now because we've been having a lot of technical issues here recently. Mavericks, in the middle of his match, somebody hacked his match, and we got that screwed up. Then yesterday we couldn't come on because we were having some technical problems here. We're having some problems getting it sent out to everybody. But Dr. Quack's working on that. But anyway, welcome to The Pulse. As you said, I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem, and this is Dr. Quack here. Give it to him. We haven't heard it in a while.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
There we go. So we got the word out there now. Looks like we're looking good.
I think we're trying.
All right. The numbers are climbing, so we're doing good here. All right. And the Promo Domus, Brick Johnson, will not be joining us, so I'm representing for the Promo Domus. He's training, getting ready for the the Run the Gauntlet show. But we do have someone here to join on with us. He is the Mr. Perfect of the Pulse world. Please welcome the villain.
So you want to call me Mr. Perfect, but yet I told you guys I think I said this on Monday, that your legal teams should have received my complaints and pretty much the threat of legal action, but yet I've just been looking at text messages from my legal team and they said they have not heard anything. So what's going on? What's stopping you guys from putting me in the match that I deserve to be in? Because there are some names on that list of 7 low-life competitors I have unfinished business with a few of them.
Well, I can tell you our legal team has received that. They are reviewing it. Unfortunately, dealing with your legal teams are slow. They read the words and then they break it down into syllables and all that other stuff. All I can tell you is our legal team is reviewing it. Okay. So I apologize to you that you feel you're not getting a proper response, but we do have to give our legal team a chance to respond. So we've got a great match coming up here. The Road to the Showcase, not Road to the Showcase. We have
Run the Gauntlet.
Run the Gauntlet. Boy, I'm running backwards. I think I got hacked too. I don't know. But yeah,
Run the Gauntlet here. We got a lot of big matches in this whole show here.
Yeah, we do. And this is the first one. This was a last-minute signing, or it was signed the night before the information came out. So we have Negan Al Ghul taking on Mr. Wallace.
Oh, man, that is definitely – it's going to be an interesting match for sure. Mr. Wallace has been fierce all over the promo world, and you have Negan, who has done the same. Both of them are definitely tough competitors.
I agree. So Villain, what's your thoughts on this late signed match?
Wait, who?
Negan Al Ghul and Mr. Wallace.
So let's see. This will be Mr. Wallace's first appearance since losing Wear the Dress match.
Yes.
Versus Landfill.
Yes.
Man, I don't know about anybody else, but I do not want to see Mr. Wallace in a dress.
All right. Well, Oh, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Then you got some creepy guy named Negan Al Ghul, like he's some fake villain out of freaking Batman. I don't know.
All right. Well, speaking about villains, this man here is not a villain, but let's get his thoughts on this. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Wallace.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Mr. Wallace,
What's
how
up,
you doing,
Mr.
good
Wallace?
sir?
What's up, everybody? Man, appreciate y'all having me on the show.
All righty.
Mr. Wallace, did you get your dress? Did you finally pick out the dress that you have to do this thing with?
Man, I'm having a hard time finding a dress that fit my hips, man. Bro, I got dumped back here, so it's kind of hard.
You got them childbearing hips?
Yeah, I got some childbearing hips, so it's kind of hard to find the right fit. And plus, I need something that accentuates the brown in my eyes. So you know, if I'm gonna wear this dress, I'm gonna look fly, damn it. So it's kind of hard. Goodwill don't have a lot of that criteria that I'm looking for, but I am a man of my word. No worries, Landfield. I will be. I'm gonna have to hit you up, Sister Mary Sue, because you might have to get me right. That damn coin flip. But I'm a man of my word. It is what it is. Landfield set the stipulation. I accepted it. I lost. I ain't gonna cry and bitch about it. But I know one thing that I am gonna do. I'm gonna take a lot of punishment out on Negan Al Ghul for what happened to me.
We were just talking about when you arrived to the backstage area that this is your first match. Villain brought up that you have to wear the dress, but I think the way you signed the contract and you accepted this match, you're looking to get a little retribution, get yourself back on the beam. So I'd like your thoughts real quick about this match and your thoughts on Negan Al Ghul.
It's funny that we're having this conversation now. I was having a talk earlier with my main man Quack, and it's definitely going to be a match of two different styles. Negan definitely has his own style, very eccentric, artistic, I should say.
Very dark.
Yes, very, very dark. And me, I'm a shit talker. I'm I'm straight to the point. And I'm coming with jabs. I'm coming with full blows of verbal assault. And hey man, this is one of these matchups where the result it's could go any kind of way. I mean, honestly. But Negan, if you're watching, you know for a fact you are not going to get a guy that's going to overlook you. You're not getting Mr. Wallace is going to take it easy on you. I think after what had happened with the match with Landfield, I got to turn the notch up a little bit on HSP. I gotta tap into a little more nasty, Mr. Wallace.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. I know I enjoy a lot of what Mr. Wallace does, and Villain looks like he has something really quick to say, and then we got someone else that's going to be joining us.
So I want to first say, Mr. Wallace, I'm glad to see that somebody's a man of the word. You're too good of a competitor to already and this is from me to you. You're too good of a competitor to have to wear a dress.
I get what you're saying, but it is what it is. Landfield threw at the challenge. I accepted. I'm a man of my word, and I could easily back out and cower and run from it. But I got sexy legs. God damn it, I ain't scared of it.
Mr. Wallace, does that have a psychological edge on you? Does that play on your mind that you have to wear a dress and be on screen against a man who is very dark and menacing in Negan?
You know what? Good question, Quack. And you know what? It doesn't. And the reason why it doesn't is because at the end of the day, each promo artist, anytime they get right there, they get their eyes and put that on the camera and they open their mouths. It don't matter what the hell you wearing, no matter what the graphics is looking like, no matter how good you are at editing skills, what music is playing. At the end of the day, if your mouthpiece ain't doing the work, then I don't know what you're doing in this game. And honestly, if you want to be quite honest, the fact that I got to wear this dress is actually motivating me. because it's pissing me off. I'll be quite honest.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think that it was gonna. If anything, it was not gonna pretty much get under his skin and pretty much take him off his game. I just fear a little more for Negan having to deal with a pissed off Mr. Wallace, who's gonna pretty much take out every single thing against him. And it, like you guys were saying, that Negan is like a dark character. Are we talking about the bit like that he does all his promos in the dark? Because what is honestly scary about Negan? Is it the face paint, or I don't know what it is?
He has some really verbiage there that can really creep you out a little bit with his promos.
Boy, villain. Hey, I gotta say this, boy, villain. You've been a real villain lately, and I love it.
Thank you, sir.
I absolutely love it. I need you to start putting that on that camera.
Oh, don't worry.
Well, before we get too much down this path, I hope he's able to come on here, because last time we saw him, he was burned up. He wasn't able to speak. He says he wants to come on screen and talk to us. Please welcome Damian Cross.
Damian Cross!
Ooh.
How are you feeling, sir? We have been worried about you.
It looks like he's still not able to speak.
I have gotten hundreds of letters asking about your burns here. We're really curious what's going on.
So I honestly think I could speak for him, for you. He didn't get burned by any actions of Hollywood Haywood. He got burned by the words that came out of Hollywood Haywood's mouth. But not only that, he also got burned by the fact that I pretty much destroyed him during the results show. He's hiding his face in shame. Look at that.
Ooh.
Well, he does. So using your fingers, Damian Cross, are we looking at like a short return for Damian Cross, or are you going to be out for a little while to get your voice back? We talking 1 or 2 months? Are we talking you're immediately ready to come back 1 month? All right, so we're looking at 1 month then. So that means right after the Champion Showcase, we're going to be seeing
1 month. That was 1 year. We got to get that correct. It's 1 year. It's not 1 month.
1 month. Oh, it looks like he's ready to get him some.
But he's got Mary Sue here next Thursday. I mean, you got a week and you're burnt. How are you going to be able to do this?
Yeah, that's a good question, and not to mention, our sister Mary Sue. Our sister Mary Sue ain't no slouch, but she's strong now. Look, first of all, Damian Cross, I hope things get better for you, man. It sucks that you got burnt. Man, I have a gang of aloe vera in the fridge. I don't know if that'll help you. I also got
no, he needs sunscreen.
I also got some devil's lettuce to make the pain go away too. I mean, that's all I can do for you.
He's going to take care of some stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So that's right. Damian Cross versus Mary Sue.
I think that's going to be a good matchup too.
The aloe vera going on.
I can't put it on you. You know, the way that my the kind of partners that I like, you don't fit the bill, Damian Cross. So I could find somebody that could put that on for you. That'll work.
Put your dress on and take care of him.
Well,
Damian, let's not go down that road. Let's not go down that road.
Damian, you realize that was for kids, right?
It's still SPF 50.
It still works.
All right. So Damian Cross, Dr. Quack just reminded me you have the match against Mary Sue. Are you going to be functional for that one? Just give us a thumbs up. Okay, you'll be ready. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Ready to get an ass kicked. That's what it's
how well he recovers from the verbal assault, apparently, that he suffered from Hollywood Haywood, which is no shame, by the way. Hollywood Haywood is undefeated here. He's still the only undefeated in singles competition.
It's okay. I know a person that can beat Hollywood.
He is. But look, he's also a 1.5 underdog. And I think Promo Vegas might have called this correctly, because I'm worried. How can you talk with all these bandages and it's going to be a week?
this is not a point and a half. This is more like taking.
He said it looks like he's going to write out his promo.
Whoa, that is something you don't see every day.
Hey, Damien, if you're going to write out your promos, make sure you write it out correct where we can actually see it without trying to be dyslexic and have to read it backwards.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
That is a bold strategy.
Oh, my goodness.
It's on another level.
It does. I heard St. Judge's. Oh, no.
All right, so she was listening to what we had to say. That means obviously we're talking about Damian Cross's opponent. Welcome to the show, Mary Sue.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Mary Sue coming out.
Mary Sue.
Howdy, boys.
That the Vegas odds maker have you a 1.5 point favorite over Damian Cross. You see Damian Cross motioning that he's saying me and you, and you're going to be finished. Your response to that?
I'm just telling him to get ready to get bronze again. I just don't know which part of him yet.
Ooh. I agree with that statement. If he's not 100%, we're going to have problems.
That is very true. Very true.
So this whole thing like this was not about Mary Sue. That whole thing's about that he's about to pretty much get cut.
Well,
Yeah, I can see that.
we're going to find out.
Oh, look. Damien's probably crying himself. Oh, you got yourself a little puppy.
See, he's got
emotional support animal.
Emotional support animal, yeah. Hey.
Okay, so Mary Sue, do you think the odds makers have it right for 1.5 point favorite? Do you think you're a bigger favorite, or do you think they got it just about right?
No, I say it's just about right. Unless he can pull something out of his ass, I believe I'm going to win.
All right, I love the confidence there.
Hey, can I say this real quick? Mary Sue, sister, I am just ecstatic at your growth. I mean, this is just great to see. And I mean, let's say 2 months ago, she wouldn't have probably been brave enough to say that I'm gonna kick his ass, like she just said a second ago. You know what I'm saying?
When it's up and down, that actually means something because he never likes anything.
Well, he's gone from Mr. Perfect to Jesse Ventura. He's telling
I have to agree with Mr. Wallace. Mary Sue has come a long way, and it's going to be fun and exciting to see her growth. Damien, we're not talking about you. You can go back off the screen. But it's awesome to see what you're doing, so keep going the way you're going. Now, Damien, I see you sitting there. What are you trying to do? What are you showing me? Use your words like a big boy. Oh, you got a saw. You want us to use the saw? Yeah, you want me to use the saw?
I think he said he's going to cut you.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
It looks like he's pointing to no one. I think his eyesight is messed up too.
Just like his writing, he's dyslexic. He has to go look. He's pointing the wrong way.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all two have fun in that because if a bandage man come to my house with a saw, you know, I ain't fucking with that. I mean, excuse my bad. I ain't messing with that. So I'll let y'all talk all the mess y'all want about Damian Cross.
Especially some of the comments that Damian Cross got during the last show. That's a scary dude.
Yeah. And I don't scare easily.
How could what he said last show be scary? All he said was the same words over and over and over again, and the only thing he did different was change the last word. How is that scary?
Hey, Billy, man, you like barking. You like barking up some trees, don't you? You like them trees, huh? You like barking up the trees, climbing up them trees, huh?
There's nothing he poses that scares me. He can hold a little.
Okay,
saw
Damien.
He could try to.
You want to hold that up? Meet Beowulf.
You know,
Ooh.
I will speak the way I can.
Come on.
Oh.
But Mary Sue, this is for you, darling. I'm going to lay your career on the floor, and I'm going to cut as slowly and painfully as I can, and then Villain, you're next.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm next.
Hey, I couldn't understand that. Take it out of your mouth so I can understand.
Yeah, please don't hurt your voice.
Definitely.
Hey, Damien, How about you reach down real quick, check, make sure that they weren't already kicked up high enough in your throat. Maybe that's the reason why you can't speak.
Well, damn.
Shots fired.
Business has
Pow.
just JR.
Damien, I feel like I could promo backwards better than you promo forwards.
I would own your promo any day, little boy.
What? I can't hear you. Speak up, little son.
Hey, you ain't my daddy.
Hey, you may need to take it out of your mouth so you can speak.
Ooh, somebody turn the AC up in this joint.
The subject here really
Dang.
Let's talk about another match that's kind of intriguing to me. I've been paying attention to it this week.
All right.
And that is the Enforcer, his debut against AEP.
AEP is been doing a lot of good here. He's kind of the underdog that everybody cheers for because he really comes out strong. He just hasn't finally got it all put together yet. But I love how he called the Enforcer a rookie.
Yeah. He called that man a rook.
I will tell you, as far as HSP, yes, the Enforcer is a rookie. Yeah. But in the promo world, he is not. And this is going to be interesting. Now, Vegas has AEP a favorite in this match.
By 1 point.
So we'll start with you, Mr. Wallace. You're familiar with both these gentlemen. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, here's my thing. Enforcer, cool name. I've heard about you. I've seen some of your work. You're very confident. But I will say this. Confidence in what you've done outside of HSP. I've done things outside of HSP. Villain's done things outside of HSP. Even Sister Mary Sue has done some things outside of HSP. But when you in Heart and Soul Promotions, you better bring all the heart and soul, because that man AEP got a lot of it, and he brings it every time he comes on that camera here in HSP. So I'm gonna tell you this, confident Enforcer, you better show up.
Mr. Wallace, can you say heart and soul again?
What was that, Villain?
Can you say heart and soul again, please?
Heart and Soul Promotions.
And really quick, before we go to the Villain, AEP took on Storyteller to get into the gauntlet. Storyteller ultimately won, but everybody was so impressed with what AEP did. Hopefully that gets the vault to finally get him on the right side of the winner's purse. Villain, your thoughts on this match?
You see, I don't have much more to say that's different about the Enforcer that I said at the after show when he sat there and made his big triumphant debut in a hype that said, "Give me a match. I'm demanding a match for the showcase." And yet, honestly, what have you done? I don't care. You could win championships outside of the HSP, but in this world, you have done nothing to make it worthwhile. Your character sucks. You pretty much want to sit here and say you're the best, but until you actually go up against the best, son, you have no shot in hell to get to that champion showcase that you really want to get to. I told you right then and there that if you really want an opponent, I would have no problem putting my foot down your throat, because guess what? That's where it would live. Now, AEP, you want to sit here in your hype, you show a picture that says you're the king of mind games, and yet you are not the king of mind games. You're just the same lousy, I want to be a heel, and I'm terrible at it. Yes, you want to sit here and say, I don't remember if it was Cracker Mayhem that said that he's impressed a lot of people, but he still can impress, but he still has not won. He's not winning, and until he starts to win.
Well, AEP has won a couple matches. He's fighting hard. He's like the Buffalo Bills. He's going to come at you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. If it was AEP versus Purge, I'll take Purge in a heartbeat.
Ooh, wow.
So we've got somebody backstage coming here to join us. We'll welcome him to the show and then take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back and talk some more about the show we've got coming up, Run the Gauntlet.
If you have ever wanted to own a championship belt made to the highest quality standards, an exact duplicate of your favorites growing up that you saw on TV, or your own dreamed up customization, reach out to ORM Belts, the official sponsor of Heart and Soul Promotions, maker of the Soul Fire, Tag Team, and Pure Heart Championship. That's ORM Belts.
On June 16th and 17th, 6 companies come out to promote you. 6 companies come out to show why they're the best. Welcome to the Champion Showcase. Welcome back here. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Crystal Infinity, our new sponsor, ORM Belts. If you're looking for titles in great quality condition, that is the man to get with. Get with ORM. And don't forget our Champion Showcase, which will be June 16th and 17th.
You're going to see Mr. Wallace on there.
Let's bring this gentleman on here first, and then I'm going to make this announcement. This is something you want to hear.
All right.
Please welcome to the show, the legendary Tin Man.
10 and 10, 10.
All right, so when we were at commercial break, I just got word in from the director that the arbitrator who has been doing all of his review work, the arbitrator on next week's Pulse on Wednesday will have announcements, and one of the things he is going to announce is where he stands on Villain and his appeal to get into the gauntlet.
Oh, man.
So what's your all thought? We'll start with Villain since it affects him directly. Some decision's going to be made or announced. Villain, what's your thoughts?
So I have to wait till next Wednesday to find out if I'm going to have a match next Thursday. And it could be possibly the biggest match in my career and could possibly go against the man that sits right above me, the legendary Tin Man, who it would be a great match because he would test me in everything possible. Because honestly, other than a couple of them, it would be an easy way up to get to that through that mountaintop to begin with. But I don't know. I'm not sweating too much. So if the arbitrator wants to wait till Wednesday, I'm not going to push to it. I'm just going to sit there, put it on my calendar, be ready, and be here on the Pulse to listen to the arbitrator and what he has to say. Because if he does not give me the words I want to hear, there will be reckoning within the HSP.
Well, that's going to start off the show next Wednesday. That'll be at the top of the hour, as they say.
Oh, man, I can't wait for that.
Tin Man, what's your thoughts on this since you are actually already in the gauntlet?
Well, it seemed to me, Villain and all his little regulating and stuff like that, it seems to me he's kind of doing the same thing Damian Cross did. He's being a little bit of a child about it. But as far as wreaking havoc in HSP, the only person that's going to wreak havoc in HSP is me. Because I got news for you, Villain. Your sister puts up more of a fight than you do.
No.
Because me and her had a nice discussion about it at breakfast this morning. But that's neither here nor there, sir.
Well, that's place to roam.
Yeah.
But as far as I can say, the gauntlet itself is going to be one heck of a thing. Now, regardless if Villain gets in it or not, or this, that, and the other, all I can say, Villain, if you get your wish, shut up. Hush, puppy. If you get your little wish, go out there, lose your first little match, and then carry your little butt back to the locker room with your tail between your legs, and let the real promo artists do their job, which is what keeps the lights on around here. Only thing you've been keeping on is that hood over your head, coward.
Oh, wow. Mr. Wallace, your thoughts?
I think I'm in the wrong place. Look, I understand Villain's gripe. You know, me and the young gun had a certain gripe when it came to the tag team tournament. It is what it is. You know, hey, we make a point. You know, if the powers that be make a decision, they make a decision. At the end of the day, you got to take advantage of each match that's given to you every time you booked on the card, and you know, just me personally, if you handle business to begin with, you know, we don't have to have these arbitrary decisions. You know, I learned that the hard way. You know, regardless of the situation that happened with me and Young Gun in the legendary story, you know, end of the day, we didn't get the job done. I didn't like how the setup came about, but it is what it is, and you know, if whatever decision is made, that's what you gotta be man enough to deal with the consequences that come after it. But I am a firm believer that handle business in the first place, and you ain't got to worry about nothing else. So you know, I had to learn that the hard way here at HSP too. So,
all right, sage words from Mr. Wallace. Sage word. I think that's why he calls himself the era of reality.
Tim, man, I'm curious. How are you preparing for this gauntlet? Because you know you're in this, and you've got at least 6 other opponents. Might be 7.
Well, I'm preparing any other way than any other promo artist would. I just take it just a little bit of a step further. You know, I don't sit there and, talk about this, that, and the other. You know, I know some people's been dropping some hypes about this. They're going to do this in the gauntlet, and other people are going to do that in the gauntlet. I don't have to sit there and say what I'm going to do in the gauntlet. If you want to know what I'm going to do in the gauntlet, there's 2 ways you're going to find out. 1, be in the gauntlet. 2, watch the show. I don't have to come out and explain what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, where I'm going to do it, or when I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. That's what makes me legendary. You know, you got to think about it. Dairy. I'm good for your body, but not for your hypes. That's what I'm going to do, though. Since everybody wants to know what I'm going to do and how I'm preparing, whoever I go up against, I'm just going to rip them to shreds. Plain and simple. That's just how it's going to be. And if you don't
like toast and tolerant, though?
I mean, what happens if you have to meet your tag partner, during this? The storyteller.
Big deal.
That's not going to affect you at all. Are you going to show any mercy?
Well, no. Why should I? I mean, crap. You know what? We're tag team partners. Okay? He's a former champion. He beat me to retain the title. Of course I'm not going to show him no mercy. I don't care. I mean, we're tag partners. We're not like buddies. We don't get together on Thursday nights and play Jenga or Monopoly or anything like that. No, like, and I see him on the street, I say, hey, what's up, dude? He's like, holla. And that's it. We go on by. We don't get together with families on Sundays and have dinners or anything like that.
Says holla.
Do what?
Storyteller says holla?
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, damn, he got a little.
He does say holla. Sometimes he says Honolulu. I mean, I don't know. It just depends what type of herb he done got into that day. I don't know. The man's half a hit.
All right. Well, I want to ask the question of, we'll start with Mr. Wallace on this one. We have Dak Snow, the storyteller, the American Roughneck, Bojack Grizz, the Tin Man, Brick Johnson, and the Young Gun.
My goodness.
All of these people here are competing in the gauntlet. Some of these people have far more experience than others. I cannot remember Dak ever doing a live match.
I've never seen him do it.
Brick has only done one, and it was here on the Pulse. Do you think having live match experience gives you an advantage in the Pulse?
Yes and no at the same time. Because like my thing is, you can still do live matches, but if you're not showing progression, it's pointless because you'll still be in the same boat as anybody else. So when you're talking about live match, obviously I'm gonna go with Tin Man storyteller, and my brother Young Gun definitely got the experience. And
Has
not
Young
just
Gun ever done a live match?
we did the tag team tournament.
He has.
Against the legendary story. So when you're talking about 3 gentlemen that was part of that match, and hell of a damn match, and maybe I'm a little bit biased, but those guys have a distinct advantage of doing a live match because yes, you can try to formulate a plan in your head, but when the lights come on, the camera gets cut on, and it's time for you and Mayhem or Quack say, "Hey, it's your turn to go," and you got to start talking. Hey, that's pressure that either tightens sphincters or makes diamonds. And right now, I only know for a fact that Legendary Story and Young Gun are 3 diamonds right now in that tournament. Because I mean, and that's just me speaking from experience because I don't know what the other guys can do live. But when you got 3 of those guys that were part of that great tag team match, and that was a live match, it gives you a distinct advantage.
Well, see, the difference is between when it comes to me doing live matches like that and being ready when they say lights, camera, action, the difference between me is I thrive on that pressure. I live off that adrenaline rush. I don't have to do like certain preachers do and get a little bud before I get up in front of people and speak.
Hey, it's funny you say that because I'm not a fan of that reverend you're talking about. But if you're talking about that same reverend that I think you're talking about, I don't like him neither, but he did a good job against that perpendicular guy too.
He did, and I'm glad he whooped his little butt whenever he did, because I'm going to tell you right now, he screwed Young Gun out of some money. He screwed him $5 out of valet parking. Then he had to pay a cover charge at the door. Then he had to pay $1 for a bottle of water, which, I mean, was ridiculous. And then he had to pay another ticket just to get out of the parking lot. Like, he should have drove out the back gate like I did. I mean, I clipped the I say it. I clipped the chain. I clipped the chain with bolt cutters. That was me.
Hey, you just snitched on yourself. I wasn't gonna snitch on you. I don't mess with that slime ball. I don't like him either. So, but hey, man, next time I should have followed you because he swindled me too. I had to put a gun to his head.
Ooh, yeah, I remember that.
All right, so Phil, what's your thoughts on does having a live match experience give you an advantage in the gauntlet or not?
I honestly think it doesn't matter. It's as Tin Man said, it's can you thrive on knowing that there is no editing involved, that you're shooting right then and there? Can you handle it? It doesn't matter if you had that tag team run like 3 of these competitors have had. It doesn't matter if you have had live matches outside of HSP. What matters is that day, are you on your game and can you outwit everybody else? That's what's going to end up happening. It's going to be all up in here and making sure it can come out your mouth and be able to sit there and just give a royal beatdown with words. Now, when it comes to the competitors that are in that match as of right now, obviously the mountaintop does stand with Tin Man. Each and every single day, that man has shown how to be a real champion.
I like Renee.
I don't. I don't know what's worse, the fact that I don't know who Lord Licorice is or the fact that she almost felt it right.
I don't know. You
break kayfabe on the villain.
I'm telling you.
I don't know. You kind of look like what was that movie, Born and Ready? Kind of wasn't that Oliver Pratt? Just a little
Ready
bit.
To rumble?
Ready to rumble, yeah.
King. You called him Jimmy King, ready to drown somebody.
Dang, you can say words like arbitrary, but you can't even say a simple movie title.
First of all, that was before a little bit of the Devil's Lettuce history. So first of all.
But you don't run. You don't run with Gimme Dough. Yeah, okay.
No, I don't run with Gimme Dough. We may have the same dealer. We may have the same dealer.
You backslide.
All right.
You're going to mess up and you're going to stub your toe and you're going to end up getting a gash in your head as big as the one on the hood of Give Me Those Cars when Sister Jenkins sat on it.
Oh, no.
Hey, I heard about her pepperonis, man. Is it really true?
I don't know.
I was curious. I heard she danced back in the day, too.
So I'm going to sit here and try to finish off what I'm going to say, but Tin Man obviously is the top of the food chain when it comes to the gauntlet match. The man's proved day in and day out when it comes to especially like any promo that he's been in, he's one of the best. Now after that, there's two close in line, but they're on their game or they're not on their game, and it could be anyone's ball game after that. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top because, again, it is who's on their game that day.
Hey, Quack, who's all the competitors again in this match?
I'll tell you, one y'all are forgetting is BoJack Grizz.
No, that's where I'm going. I want to get the competitors again.
Mr. Wallace, it's Dak Snow, the Storyteller, the American Roughneck, BoJack Grizz, Tin Man, Rick Johnson, and the Young Gun.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
I don't want none of this. I'm glad I'm not in it.
Right. I mean, BoJack Grizz, I had a conversation with him. He said he has competed in live matches before, and he is really looking forward to knocking off some of the top talent here at HSB.
Again, whoop-de-doo on if you – again, it's a whoop-de-doo if you ever had a live match. It does not matter if you've had a live match or not. It's going to be, can you show up when the lights turn bright? Seriously. Can they show up and do it? As Tin Man said before, it doesn't matter if you come in a hype that says, hey, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to try to beat the heck out of so-and-so. It does not matter. It matters, can you show up to your match and actually do it instead of talk about it? The difference between Damian Cross and Mr. Wallace, Tin Man, and a lot of the top guys is Damian will tell you what he's going to do. All these other guys will sit here and actually do it. And sometimes do it worse than they actually said they're going to do it.
That boy ain't wrong there. He ain't wrong there.
And you got to look at it from the other perspective, too. You don't just have to go in there and do the best you can to win the gauntlet or eliminate as many people as possible in the gauntlet. You have to think about it this. No matter what competitor you end up going up against, it's not just about beating them. It's about making them push themselves. Because everybody else will go out there and say what they're going to do. I don't see A-List Albertson going out there and saying what he's going to do to somebody. He just goes out there and says, I'm going to be there and you need to be there too, because if you're not, you're going to miss a heck of a show. Or however he does that crap that he does. That's all he does. And then when he does show up to the show, he just does whatever he wants. And he makes you pull out every single stop. He brings out the best in his competitor. So don't just sit there and beat them up on it. Try to bring out the best in your competitor.
I want to ask Mr. Wallace, since he's not in this, out of all those competitors, who do you see winning this?
Jesus, are you really putting me on the spot like that? Damn.
I know it was something I felt.
Yeah, but I mean, that the list of the competitors in this thing. I'm glad I'm not in it. Because you know, as great as people who are in this think they are, there's a lot of great talent in that thing, and I'm gonna go underdog. I'm gonna go BoJack Grizz.
Hey, I know you have a lot of confidence in your man, the Young Gun, but you were putting over a lot of hype for the last show about BoJack too.
Hey, first of all, my brother Young Gun know what it is. In every reality, we push each other, and that was a statement for him to understand that I'm pushing him. I want him. He's my brother. Of course, I want him to win. But I know my brother. If you don't come 100 in this gauntlet, you slip up, you pause too long, you gone in this gauntlet. It's too many good cats in this thing.
I do got to agree with Mr. Wallace on it. Him and Young Gun do push one another in a good, positive way with the air of reality. But like he said, he's glad that he's not in this. Well, I can tell you why you're not, Mr. Wallace. And I know this for a fact because I've been around the promo block a little bit. And I don't mean that as a pun. I mean, I've been in this game for a little bit. Because the reason why you're not in the gauntlet and Young Gun is because the gauntlet is like a hot dog. Some people want onions.
A glizzy?
Some people want relish. You're a condiment that doesn't belong in there, like mayonnaise. That's why you're not in there. Because you good, but you ain't good.
I don't know what the hell that was meant to say, but
Mr. Wallace,
That's an analogy. That's an analogy.
I know what analogy is, but when you say things you good, but you ain't good, I mean, you could always mess around and find out how good Mr. Wallace is, and please believe there's a good chance. I like my odds at the end of that match. You will be saying the Mister, and I ain't even gonna have to ask and say please.
Well, there's good.
Okay.
There's good. Okay. There's great. Okay. There's Frosted Flakes great, and then there's ooh, ow, damn, that hurt great.
Really?
So I have to disagree with Mr. Wallace on this one. The fact that he's going with like he would say BoJack Grizz, and then ends up saying, if you have too much pause and you don't show up, you're not gonna survive in that gauntlet match. That's exactly what BoJack does. He takes his time. He's more of a methodical competitor compared to all these other.
Are you watching the same BoJack Grizz I'm watching?
Yes. He's more methodical of the way he does it. I just don't have that much faith in him in a live match. But then again, as I've said, it's going to show the day of, can he hang whoever. I'm going to say this now. Whoever is number one,
good luck.
If you think of it, should have the advantage because all they have to do is get through, what is it? 5 competitors. They have to get through, get past 5 competitors, 4 competitors, whatever it is, and they go on to the Soulfire.
Well, I want to ask this. I want to ask this question because unlike in a professional wrestling match where your energy drains, the gauntlet, the first person's drawn will go first, and then the second goes first, and then every name drawn after that goes first. So as you survive, you get to hear what that new person had to say. Do you think that would be an advantage for somebody like a Tin Man or a storyteller who's good at mixing their words? Or would it hurt them because they have to keep coming up with new things with all these new people coming in? And we'll start with Mr. Wallace first.
I think you got to still be able to think on the fly, especially after you're seeing somebody else's promo. And so definitely off the top of the head, you say Tin Man, you say storyteller. I wouldn't doubt American Roughneck. Definitely Young Gun. And hey, say what you want, but BoJack is a smooth talker too. I mean, I'm glad I'm not in this match. I'm really not. I'm so glad I'm not in this thing because all these cats are good. Even Dax Snow is good. I think I'm more worried about him because I haven't seen him go live. But me and him put on a good match too. But it's something about it's something about Dak. Is like I seem like sometimes like when I see him in matches, he looks a little nervous, and it takes him a minute to get in his groove. So it's like, dealing with nerves in this type of atmosphere to me is almost like a sign of a weakness, just a little bit. And people could prey on that pretty quick and easy. And you got some sharks that would prey on that in this match too.
All right. So, Villain, your thoughts on does starting first give you an advantage because you hear what everybody else says, or does it put you at a disadvantage?
I'm going to say it this way. There's probably, as of right now, there's only one competitor that I can see that could probably start at 1 and go all the way through. And it's because that's how he has shown his work that he's able to do it. And that would be the guy that's above me, Tin Man. It's not, that's not saying Storyteller couldn't do it. Roughneck couldn't do it. Dak couldn't do it. Bojack couldn't do it.
Young Gun.
Young Gun couldn't do it.
I mean, we got to work on your math, villain. Like, you've been doing good at being a villain lately, but we got to work on your math, man.
But I mean, say you're Brick Johnson and you're number 8, the one that is actually 20-1 according to Vegas odds, and he's number 8. He's only got to beat one man. Oh, sorry, 7. That's what I mean. Yeah, my numbers math are all jacked up. Number 7.
It doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter if you put Brick at 150. You could put the whole entire roster in front of Brick Johnson. He'll still find a way to lose that match. You honestly see the work that he does when he's an analyst for us, and yet you want to sit here and say that he has an opportunity to go on and face A-list Alverson, who would just sit there and destroy him to begin with.
I didn't know you was just gonna come and just be shitting on people tonight. Damn. Hey,
had a big heaping helping of Frankio.
He was drinking Gatorade with it.
I didn't know you was gonna pat Beverly up on us, dog.
So, Tin Man, your thoughts?
It does create an advantage to a certain extent because, yeah, you do get to hear what your opponent is going to say first. But at the same time, if your opponent comes out with something that's completely factual, completely off the wall and out of this world, that just gets you to the point where you're like, it ain't going to matter if you have the advantage or not, because at that point you're screwed. You're totally screwed. But the thing about it is, you talk about, this person doing this person doing that. Look at all the people that's in the gauntlet that has succeeded. You got Roughneck, who former champion. You got the Storyteller, who was the inaugural champion. So you got 2 top-tier people there. You got the Prodigy Dak Snow, who hasn't done anything big here yet, but he's still got something to prove. You got the rookie in HSP, not the rookie pro mark, but the rookie here, Bojack Grizz, that can, surprise anybody. You got Young Gun, who always brings some extra clips, pew, 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 whatever it is that he likes to do. You got Brick Johnson. You got a guy that's coming out of retirement to do this. I mean, he may have put some air in that tire, and he's going to pound it in and roll right on down that yellow brick road. But here's what I'm thinking. You talk about the former champions in this going back for titles, talk about new guys in this, and me being at the top of the food chain. I don't know about being at the top of the food chain, but I'm definitely somewhere between bread and dairy because I'm legendary. Get it? That's a joke. That's a rhyme. Ha ha ha. Anyway, moving on. What I'm wondering though is if the 2 current champs, A-List Alverson and Hollywood Haywood, they're champions now, but to get in the gauntlet, to run the gauntlet, to get the most eliminations or to win the final round, that gets you a championship shot. But could A-List Alverson and Hollywood Haywood, could they run the gauntlet? Because they're champions, but they haven't been put to this kind of test. A-List Alverson and Hollywood Haywood, they've had tough competitors, but they haven't been pushed to a limit. They haven't been put to the ultimate challenge like everybody in this gauntlet is. So as far as I'm concerned, the 2 champions here, the Pure Heart.
I don't know, Tim, man.
They're leveled out at number 2. Right now, your number 1 competitors is everyone in this gauntlet that earned a shot. Now, if you're given a shot, like some people might be or may not be, then you probably don't deserve to be there. I mean, come on, villain. You're sitting there with this little crap and trying to push HSP admin and administrators to get you into a gauntlet because you feel, I deserve to be there. I mean, you might as well change your name to Karen.
Oh,
so you want to sit here and throw shade at me because I'm trying to put myself in the match because I deserved to be in that match after somehow Sir Captain has a shot with the Queen and I hope he doesn't sit on the crown. Apparently, he likes pointy things. But honestly, you want to sit here and say that? Then if I'm complaining bugs you, what's the fact of what JP finds his way in because somehow Kyle broke his leg during a surfing accident, and yet it's not. So it's fair that I don't get an opportunity because of something like that. It does not. It doesn't add up.
Well, Kyle shouldn't surf and smoke.
Those were circumstances. Those were weird circumstances. That's things that happen. They're just things that happen. You didn't have anything happen. And yes, I'm throwing shade at you because it's your skin, villain. You got to get some tan, bro. You got to get a tan.
That's okay.
You the light at the end of the tunnel because you're still at the end of it.
Oh, I think we need the Iggy here. We need to go into the final thoughts. So, Mr. Wallace, final thoughts about the gauntlet or anything else you'd like to talk about?
No, man. Look, it's HSP is continuing to grow. The competition gets stiffer. I mean, anybody that comes and joins HSP or is afforded the opportunity to compete here, man, you better be on your P's and Q's, dot your I's, cross your T's. Ain't a such thing as an easy win, and man, the game is consistency here. Gotta be consistent. If you're not, especially if you feel like you're at the bottom, don't be consistently bad. You got to start showing improvement, and even those at the top, you got to make sure you still have the same hunger that got you there. So, there's no easy dub here. But we'll talk later, Tim, man, about that good comment though. We'll talk later about that.
All right.
Yeah.
Villain, final thoughts.
So, honestly, if anyone thinks that Brick Johnson has a shot in this gauntlet match, is pretty much they must be smoking that same good that Mr. Wallace is smoking.
Nah, they can't get this. It's exclusive, dog.
Because the brick wall that's right behind me has more personality than Brick Johnson, and probably have better analysis too.
Oh wow!
But honestly,
it's getting hot.
I have to agree with what Mr. Wallace said. It either coming from the very top, you have to sit there and you got to continue to have the drive, have the hunger to stay on top. And for the guys that are working their way up to top, they got to keep the hunger. They got to fight, fend for themselves day in, day out. It's just plain and simple. You either gonna get your way to the top, or you have to find a way to stay at the top.
All righty, Tin Man, take us home. Final thoughts.
As far as I'm concerned, it's going to be a great show. You're going to have a tag team championship match, and you got the gauntlet being the main show. But when it really comes down to it, it really don't matter who you are, what you've done here, what you've done anywhere else, because when it all comes down to it, Bojack Grant's got so much metal in his head that the metal detector goes off before he ever walks through it. Young Gun shooting blanks. Dak Snow is not tall enough to ride the rides.
Oh.
Man, he can't even come into the HSP bar. That's actually.
I was going to say, is he even old enough to get in? But
no, not even old enough to get in. But we let him in because he's a prodigy, and Roughneck ain't got no neck. I mean, if he does, you can't see it because of that big ugly beard. I mean, let's just say it. Storyteller's running out of stories to tell, and Brick Johnson is gonna sink like a brick. I mean, that's just how it is. And if Villain somehow gets his way and gets in there, then everybody bring your sunshades just in case. Bring your sunshades. Don't wear nothing white. Don't wear anything that's going to reflect because it's just going to bounce around like a big prism. So
that's you're just mad because my star is going to outshine the Tin Man.
And anybody that comes up against Tin Man, make sure you eat a big breakfast.
And my final thoughts, make sure you join us for the Pulse next Wednesday so you can find out what the arbitrator has to say. Take us home, Dr. Quack.
There we go, folks. Another great show. I'm Dr. Quack.
I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem. Gentlemen, thank you as always.
We have to say one more thing. Don't forget to buy the merch because...
Yes. Buy everybody's merch. Everybody on here. Redbubble.com. In the search bar, heart and soul fed. You can get some Mr. Wallace. You can get
Heart and soul
you can
promotion.
get Chiefs Heart and Soul, Promo Domus, and many others. Check us out.
See you then.